If you're managing diabetes, you know it can feel like you're drowning in advice about what to eat and what to avoid. It's a lot. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to separate the fact from the fiction when it comes to a diabetes-friendly diet. Let's jump right in.
Okay, right off the bat, let's tackle the biggest myth of them all. You've probably heard this a million times, right? That carbs are the enemy? But is that really true? If you have diabetes, do you have to completely get rid of all carbohydrates? What do you think?
That's right. It's absolutely false. This is hands down one of the most common and honestly most damaging myths out there. And really understanding why it's false, well, that's the secret to building a diet that's not only healthy, but one you can actually stick with.
So let's bust this great carb myth wide open. The idea isn't to declare war on carbohydrates, not at all. It's about understanding what they actually do. Your body is like a high-performance engine. And guess what its favorite kind of fuel is? Yep, carbs.
I mean, just how important are they? Get this, carbohydrates can provide up to half, that's 50%, of your body's total energy. That's a huge number. Cutting them out completely would be like trying to drive your car on an almost empty tank. You're just not going to get very far.
So here's the real game changer. The question isn't if you should eat carbs. The real question is which carbs you should be choosing. Because you know what? They are not all created equal. And this is where you really start to take control of your health.
And this pretty much says it all. Over on one side, you've got your simple carbs. Think sugary drinks, white bread, that kind of thing. They hit your system super fast, like a tidal wave, and cause this big surge in your blood sugar. But then, on the other side, you have the good stuff, starch-based or complex carbs. We're talking whole grains, beans, veggies. These guys break down slowly. They give you a nice, steady stream of energy. That choice right there, it makes all the difference in the world.
Of course, carbs don't exist in a vacuum. They're part of a team. So to get the whole picture, we've got to talk about the amazing supporting cast in your diet: fruits, fiber, and protein. They all play a super important role.
Let's start with these two. Fruits are fantastic, loaded with vitamins, but they do have natural sugars, so in moderation is the key phrase here. Now, fiber is your new best friend. Seriously, it actually slows down how fast your body absorbs carbs, which helps prevent those big blood sugar spikes. Plus, fiber-rich foods keep you feeling full longer, which is just a huge win-win.
Now here's a little detail that might actually surprise you. When you hear protein, you don't usually think carbs, right? And for things like chicken or fish, that's true, 0 carbs. But a lot of awesome plant-based proteins, like beans or lentils, are a 2-for-1 deal. They've got protein and those great complex carbs we were talking about. Same goes for a lot of dairy. It's just a good thing to keep in mind when you're planning out your meals.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. We've talked about specific foods, but now let's connect all those choices to a really big health goal: managing your weight. Because what you put on your plate has a massive, direct impact on your overall health. The goal is pretty clear: striving to maintain a healthy body mass index, or BMI. You can think of your BMI as just a helpful gauge, a way to measure body fat based on your height and weight. It's a real cornerstone for managing diabetes and just staying healthy in general.
And this is exactly why it's so important. The science on this couldn't be more direct. There is a clear, powerful link between weight and diabetes risk. Managing your weight is honestly one of the most powerful things you can do for your health, period.
Whew, okay. We've covered a lot of ground, from the nitty-gritty of carbs to the big picture of BMI. But all this general information, it's just the starting point. The most critical step is turning all this knowledge into a plan that is built just for you. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important takeaway. Talk to a professional. A dietitian can look at your specific health needs, your lifestyle, what you like to eat, and create a nutrition plan that actually works for you. They're the experts who can help you put all this into practice safely and effectively. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this question. Because knowing all this stuff is great, but it's taking action that really makes a difference. So based on everything we just talked about, what's one small, totally manageable change you can make to your diet starting today? Just think about it. That one little step, it's often the one that matters most.